and welcome back to Valholla Now Radio. I hope you're enjoying the show. Before we get back into the videos, I want to talk about Roc Nation, the label, merging into their independent distribution arm, EQ Distribution, to form into Roc Nation Distribution. So Roc Nation, the company, was formed in 2008 and now has a range of companies that consist of management divisions, sport divisions, publishing, and so much more. But today we're focusing on two companies. We have to note that Roc Nation overall is hugely successful, so there's a lot of moving parts. So later, I'll share why I believe this happened, and if you've been following me and my thoughts on how labels are run today, you'll have a little bit of an idea of where I'm going with this. So EQ Distribution, or Equity Distribution, was founded in 2018. It was intended to be a distribution arm of the company that would serve independent artists and provide label services and distribution. So every one of the deals under EQ Distribution would allow artists to own their masters and would have full control of their music. So in mid-August, it was announced that Roc Nation would merge with Equity Distribution, and it was surprising because the actual label was doing well. For the label size, it had a decent market share. Otherwise, there wasn't any clue that this would happen. Music Business Worldwide reported the newly formed division will serve as a platform for any artist, providing them with the tools and resources they need to meet the demands of the current music industry. The division, led by Kristen Santee, is the platform that allows the artist to distribute the music while maintaining ownership of their masters, and it also provides marketing, publishing, administration, and data analytics services. As a part of the restructuring, artists signed to Roc Nation label would be represented by Roc Nation Distribution, and Roc Nation Distribution management units represent Rihanna, Alicia Keys, Megan Thee Stallion, Lil Uzi, DJ Khaled, J Balvin, Yo Gotti, Robin Thicke, Mustard, Christina Aguilera, and so much more. So why did Roc Nation make this move? So I can only guess that question as far as why they did it, but the traditional label model is no longer working how it used to, especially for independent labels. Let me explain. The traditional label model works like this. An artist signs to a label, and regardless of how that deal is structured, for example, let's say the artist gets 15 to 20% royalty on sales, as far as on that end, or even 50%. Let's just say if it's a royalty split or whatever the case may be. And let's just say that label would own or control that master for about 20 years in perpetuity, let's say. Today, artists have more leverage than ever in history, and labels have to settle with doing licensing deals. So let's look at this tweet from Z from Audiomack. He's a smart guy. You should follow him. And he recently responded to a tweet talking about Sexy Red's arena tour. So the original tweet says, "I'm not understanding how record labels are skipping the necessary stages, i.e. SOB, Webster Hall, Terminal 5, then to Barclays, to ensure success of their investment. Banking on temporary virality is nuts." Then Z from Audiomack says, "Labels are no longer in the business of developing artists from 0 to 100. It's expensive, and they don't have the patience or ability to do it. Artists must develop themselves to 60, and then the label partner can throw gasoline or money or media, etc. on the fire." Then DJ Miss Milan, shouts to her, she's Doechie's official DJ, and she said, "I'm tired of this excuse. Like, sincerely, it just becomes lazy to me. Labels make millions talking about it's expensive, like it's not an investment. I don't want to hear not seeing return of investment if you actually sign talent. Stop wasting the funds on people who lack it. The plot has been lost." Then I chimed in, "Look at it this way. Imagine developing an artist from the ground up, but as soon as they break ground, which is a slim chance, that same artist will expect to own their music. So that label just built a business they have no control over. And of course, rightfully so, and won't benefit from it in the long run. Business-wise, especially for a publicly traded company, it makes less sense than it used to. Artists have to be their own startups now. And this is why I think Roc Nation left the frontline side of the business and is leading towards distribution and label services. This is the thing though. In my opinion, even label services will soon no longer be viable, especially for companies expecting to eventually exit their companies, because outside of royalty streams, a label doing label services and distribution owns absolutely nothing. And you'll need volume in order to have it make sense, i.e. DistroKid, TuneCore. The reason why those business models make sense is because they have a large amount of artists on their platforms. Independent labels will have to eventually pivot to producing their own music that they have more control in. And to DJ Miss Milan's point, labels will have to get more creative. I believe more labels will move into incorporating the label is the artist business model. I did a case study on it, so it's in the description. So if you want to learn more about the label is the artist business model, you can check out the actual description for that. But I want to know what you think. Tell me what you think. I want to know your thoughts. But with that being said, let's get back into the videos. You're now watching Valholla Now Radio. Let's go.